Gamer, welcome back to my channel, guys. Now in this video we're going to do something really special about the gaming history. We are gonna test the capabilities of this old school 1.6 gigahertz Intel Pentium dual core E2140 processor. It's clocked at a poor speed of 1.6 gigahertz. I've got a couple of great games in the gaming history, and we're gonna test how well this processor really performs in terms of these games. And as for preferences, it is running on 2 GB DDR2 RAM and a decent budget graphic card, the NVIDIA GeForce 8400 GS. It has 512 MB of DDR2 RAM, okay, and a 500 GB HDD. So let's start with the first game, the race driver grid. Let's start it. Alright, it takes a bit time to load the game, but it isn't that much issue, I think. The sound processor is great, and the display too. Guys, sorry for the degradation of the video capturing. I'm just a little fidgety about cameras, so you know in the real world it's pretty great. The video is running great on this PC, but it's just a video, so we can't judge in terms of the videos. Now let's jump on to the game itself. As for the graphics, I must tell you this game is set on the lowest possible graphics and the lowest possible resolution, which is 640 into 480. I know the graphics are pretty low, and coupled with this video quality, you are feeling a bit like what this guy is showing us, but on the whole it's amazing. The menu is running on good graphics. In reality, the frames are great, but really we do have to race a bit. Alright, hey, wait a second. Alright, let's test the race capabilities of this PC on the CPU. Alright, let's do it. Alright, here we go. As for my feelings, what I'm feeling about the game when I'm playing it, in one word I must say it is great. Nothing more than great. It is running on beautiful frames. I am really impressed by the performance of this old school processor and this budget graphic card, coupled with the DDR2 2 GB RAM. The frames are great, the graphics are also good. At least for me, the performance is on the par of, what I must say. The game is running great. No lags from the performance, no performance issues on this PC, and it's running superb. It's running beautifully. I'm really impressed. And it's not even playable. It's what you call really enjoyable. It's a leisure for a PC gamer. I know, guys, there is really degradation in the video capturing, but if I tell you in real life, you will be impressed too. And the big reason that this game is running quite great on this PC, I think, is the great levels of optimization which Windows XP has to offer to us. You know, this PC is a great handler of Windows XP and just a decent handler for Windows 7. So I think Windows XP has a bit of contribution in the gaming for this PC. So I'm really impressed for the race driver great performance on this PC. I'm really impressed. As you can see, uh, the replay is also playing pretty nice. If I just rewind it and fast forward it, it is great. You know. All right. So that was for this game, the grid. Let's jump on to the next game now. All right. Now we have to check out the Counter-Strike Global Offensive. It's quite a great game and quite popular game among us teenagers. So let's begin. And unlike the previous game, this game is running on the highest resolution, the standard resolution of this monitor, the 1024 x 768, but on the lowest side of the graphics. So let's see how this PC performs. Alright. You know guys, earlier I had Windows 7 on this PC and the games I'm showing you right now didn't do too well on those days because the Windows 7 lacked that optimization factor which the Windows XP does a great job in that area, the optimization, and coupled with the this processor, this graphic card, the RAM, and the optimization of Windows XP, the PC on which I am playing right now is pretty decent for gaming. And all right, it's not even good for latest games. It can't even open those games, but it's pretty decent anyway. So let's start. So guys, the frames are good, they are great. I think it's giving me like 30 frames per second or even more than that, and the resolution is great, but the graphics are great too, you know. A gamer, at least a gamer like me, would love playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive on this PC. Even online or offline you may play. It's great to play on this PC. No lag, no lag at all, I must say. The video is degraded and I think you don't. Okay, let's continue. Now let's get a snipe. And even the sound card is doing a pretty great job. You know, the music, the clarity of the sound, it's nice. Whoa. Whoa, oh yeah. Oh man. I'm gonna show him. Alright, the game pretty lags a bit when it the game pretty lags a bit when a bit of action is going on the game, but on the whole it's great. Alright, next game we are gonna test is the Outlast Whistleblower. I can find the game, it's here. Basically it's a horror game. It contains gore, and it's a dark game, so you may encounter some frame drops and graphic performance drops in the game, but on the whole I must say this game does a pretty great job on this PC. The graphics are on the lowest possible side, and so is the resolution, which is 640 into 480. Again, it's on the lowest side. It was just the video. Now let's continue with the gameplay. As you can see, the menu is pretty nice. The frames are not dropping that much, but it's nice. So let's jump on to the game itself. It takes a bit of time to load, but it isn't that much issue. And then it's loaded, I think. Alright, we're done. Alright guys, it has loaded. As you can see, the frames are good enough to play and even enjoy. So let's go. Whoa. Shit. We gotta move on. Alright. The game's lag is minimal, and it's quite expectable and quite predictable too, but even though alright, it's nice. The game is running quite nice. And I may tell you, it is not as enjoyable to play as the Grid did in the earlier test, but it's quite decent to play,
Merciful God, you have sent me the apostle.
The frames are quite nice. I may remind you again that the video is degraded, not in the real life. In the real life it's doing pretty great job. You may expect frames above 20, I think. Whoa, okay. Alright. Okay, now the game will, lag a bit, as you can see. Alright. It's doing a good job on this PC. So guys, in conclusion, what can I tell you about the performance of the CPU, the graphic card, and the DDR2 GB RAM? Is pretty nice for games like these, not the what we call them graphic intensive games, but they are pretty decent in terms of graphics on this PC, and the frames are great. Frames, I don't have any I do have bit issues with the frames, but they are minimal. And as you can see, the frames are nice, and the E2140 processor is doing quite a nice job in terms of gaming on this non-gaming PC, coupled with that budget oriented graphic card and 2 GB DDR2 RAM. So in conclusion, I can tell you E2140 dual core Pentium dual core 1.6 gigahertz 1.6 gigahertz processor is pretty decent for gaming and games like these. The and you know, the not the graphic intensive games, it will handle like beautifully, but these games are also are being handled nicely. So yeah, I can tell you this processor is pretty decent in terms of gaming. Okay, so yeah, here we end this video, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Okay, so yeah, I will meet you in my next video. Bye bye, guys.